Good morning, everybody. I'm Coach Tom. Welcome to my channel, Creating Your New Reality. I'm a self-actualization coach. What that means is that I help people create and realize their authentic true self in the areas of self-development, their careers, and their relationships. Are you ready? Let's get rolling. Now, in my last video, I talked about why you need to become self-actualized, why you need to plug in and get involved with what we're doing. So, or unless this is your first video, just to briefly recap, what I mean when I say self-actualized, it means to create, develop, and express your true authentic self in the areas of your relationships, your career, your self-development, all of you creating all these things and expressing them regardless of what you have told yourself, what you believe about yourself, your present circumstances, what people that are important to you, what they've told you, any of that crap. We're not paying attention to any of it. This is all about you. This is one of those things where if you need the permission, Coach Tom is here to tell you it's okay to be selfish. So, now that we've got that out of the way, how do you get started? Well, I'll tell you how I got started. You take stock of yourself. You sit down with a pen and paper, maybe your favorite beverage, tea, crack open a beer if it's your style. This is really informal, and there are no wrong answers. But I want you to sit down and take note of what states you usually find yourself in. What do I mean by states? Your state of mind. How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? Do you feel just angry in general? Do you feel lost? Do you feel, it can take on a number of forms. Sometimes in the world of law of attraction, they talk about states. You could be in a state of, a positive state is that of a successful business owner. That's a successful state, a happy one, a positive one. Well, what's a bad one? Well, a bad one is a failure. I am a failure financially. That could be a negative state. Or I am a failure as a husband. I'm a failure as a boyfriend. I am lost as a human being. There's another state. You want to take note of where you normally find yourself, because that's what's going to determine everything. Because that state that you're in, all your emotions and therefore all your decisions about everything will emanate from that. So you want to write that down. Just take notes. Now, you also want to think of what thoughts you habitually think. Do you wake up and are you consistently pissed off at your spouse? Do you take, when you think of an interaction that you guys have had, is it negative? Do you think, why that so-and-so, if they hadn't done this, I wouldn't be that? Or do you replay the negative conversations in your head? Do you replay the fights in your head all the time? Do you play the other favorite game of the rebuttal that you wish you thought of during the argument? And do you grind on that? And when you're done grinding on that, do you start messaging people and calling them and texting them and telling them all about your wonderful negative state and try to get more support? Do you do that? Okay. You want to take note. Just start thinking of all those things. And then you also want to think of what are people constantly telling me? What's the feedback I'm normally getting in my relationships? You want to look for patterns. You want to look for habits. You want to look for the continuing circle. Okay, this is the number one thing to get started. And then the next thing I want you to think about is what happens next. I alluded to it a second ago. After you're done grinding, you're thinking the thoughts, you're replaying the conversations, you're in these states. What happens next? That's your homework. Do you go ahead and all of a sudden have to tell the world? Do you take it to your Instagram page? Do you take it to Facebook? Do you take your bad news out on everybody? Because that's what you're going to magnify, and that's what you're going to continuously do. One of the ways, the doorway to a very quick death in this world is to choose that negative state and that you found. Once you land on it, you think you don't have any control over it, but I'm here to tell you that you do. In some states, it's just like what like when you're traveling. You say, okay, this state line's coming up, so you know what? I'm going to gas up before I get there. I'm going to hit the men's room, hit the ladies' room, get some beef jerky and some M&Ms and a Mountain Dew, and I'm going to just stand on the gas and get through the state as quick as possible. That's what you want to do. That's a healthy person notices, hey, you know what? I'm in this state. I'm auguring into the ground. I better do something different. I better lock onto something else. So that's what we're going to talk about in our next video, is how to start making different choices. But again, your homework is, what state do you find yourself in every day when you wake up? And play with that. Think about it. Go ahead and visit our website, selfactualizedyou.com. Shoot me an email and we can talk. I want you to go ahead and hit that like button, hit share, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. We'll talk. I want you to be blessed, be self-actualized. Most of all, I want you guys to be yourselves. I love you very much. We'll talk to you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.